Hey, welcome to the Global Environment course. Today I'm going to give you a quick intro about what the course is about and really where we're headed for the rest of the semester. So what is this course about? This course is really about everything. It's a course about everything, and what we're going to be doing is looking at some major environmental challenges that we're facing today and in our future. Now, how are we going to do that? We're going to tell the story of basically the Earth, and first we're going to really look at the non-living environment of the Earth. And you can see this when you're looking at the planet. You know, we have winds, currents. How does that happen? How does that all occur? We're going to start with that in the course. Then once we have the non-living environment set, we're going to start looking at the living environment. We're going to look at different types of plants and animals and how they evolved, and also the ecosystems that they live in. And more importantly, we're going to look at the structure and function of these ecosystems, how organisms interact within these ecosystems, and really how these ecosystems interact with other ecosystems. Really a big picture approach. Here we have some deserts. I showed you some tropical rainforests. We're going to look at biodiversity, within things like the oceans. Overall, we're going to take a systems approach, and you're going to hear systems again and again in this course. How do systems work? How are they structured? How do they function? And often we're going to use the language of electronics to make that more clear. Once we do that, we're going to move on to human systems, human-dominated ecosystems, from simple beginnings to the development of advanced civilizations. We're going to use some of these early civilizations as examples of sustainability and potential collapse. We're also going to look at how humans have changed ecosystems. Early on, we'll look at how ecosystems have helped human society evolve, but humans have had a huge impact on the biosphere, and we're going to look at that. We're going to talk a lot about human-dominated ecosystems like these rice paddies here, and the development of technology from simple beginnings to more advanced technology. How have humans impacted the environment? How can you determine that, and how can you explain that? We'll come up with concepts like carrying capacity and ecological footprint as ways to quantify that. We're also going to look at some of the drivers of environmental change, like population growth and exponential growth of affluence. Population growth has had huge impact on the environment. We're going to look at that, but also how people's choices of how they live impact the environment as well. This will lead into urbanization. This is a shot from a country in East Africa. Urban environments are expanding at a quick pace. Almost half the world now lives in cities, and we're going to touch on that. How do you build sustainable cities? How do you take care of waste? How do you take care of transportation? This is a shot from China. All around the world, megacities are growing. Is that good or bad for the environment, and how? We're going to look at some of the impacts of industrialization, like deforestation, air and water pollution, eutrophication, global warming, which you read about in the news quite a bit these days, and resource extraction and depletion. We're going to talk a lot about peak oil in particular, because this is a major kind of revolution that could have a huge impact in the future. We're also going to look at potential environmental solutions and their drawbacks. For example, we'll talk about nuclear energy, wind energy, solar energy, and something that's quite big on campus here at ESF, we're going to look at biomass energy, among others. Again, everything from a systems perspective how complicated these environmental challenges can be, and how it's often difficult to come up with solutions to these problems. This just shows you an example of how complex environmental problems can be. This is a systems diagram that was turned into a computer model. We're going to do a lot of work with computer models and analyzing computer models. All through the course, we're going to have a strong focus on energy, and not just energy from the perspective of alternative energy and fossil fuel energy, but energetics. How does energy create and form and modify organisms and environments? Even simple environments like a home. We're going to look always from a scientific perspective, but that's really in a broad sense, because we're going to bring in the social sciences. For example, economics. We're going to be looking at neoclassical models and some of their alternatives. And really to put this together, if you look at global environmental problems, there's always biophysical dimensions, but there's also sociocultural dimensions, and we're going to try to keep these things integrated so we can see the big picture. So really, that's where we're headed for global environment. And on a more pragmatic note, what should you do to get ready for this course? I mean, you have to get into Blackboard, and I want you to look at the syllabus. I want you to look at the letter from me, and there's a little section that says how to get started in the course. So look at those things, and again, throughout the course, keep up with the dates, don't fall behind, and if you have questions, please contact us as soon as you can. We'll do the best we can to keep you on track. So that's where we're headed, and I hope you enjoy the course, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.